Hey everybody, it's Tyler with Gaia Gaming, and we are bringing you a gameplay video from our locals at Cool Comics and Games in Cape Coral, Florida. Lost like the first 30-40 seconds of this video, so it's going. On the left is teammate Megan playing Security Control, and on the right is George Dogantis playing Young Hunters, the colors that people normally don't play. So on the left here, you can see Megan started out with just Salmon and Mimi, and on the right, George has already built quite a little stack and has a couple tamers. I don't know quite how many turns has passed. It looks like just a couple, two holy waves in trash, so I'm gonna assume like turn 3. We didn't miss much. Some tamer setup, and now the game is really beginning. A Death X did come down to clear out George's board. I did speed this game up because it did go, I believe, all the way to time, if not just before time, so it's a little bit more sped up than usual. Didn't want to take all day on this commentary. So here George plays that Psychmon with Digicross to get back the Arrestramon. He's going to go ahead and give it Rush, Evolve for free. Swing right into Security into a Death Scythe. Nothing to bring back, but it does minus 6k. So he's thinking about what to save there. We just see that swing with Death X, passing right back over to George. And George does raise. Do some of his tamer effects. Now the tamers in these colors are a little interesting. It has a lot of DP minus, a lot of resources from the trash, but what it does miss out on is the fact that the superior mode cannot evolve over the yellow level 5 or the green level 5, or the level 4s, I'm sorry. The superior mode can't evolve over the yellow or green level 4s, which is really rough, to be honest. So we just climb up into the man, I cannot remember her name, the Piggy Hammer girl, and lets him DP minus to the Death X enough to swing over it. Megan here is just going to long K to answer that stack. He gets no save. Honestly, the bounce effects are so rough for cards with save. Just as a flat out answer. Here. He does start going through his utilities with this green level 4. He does swing, hitting into a calling and putting a magnet in the trash, which was a good missing piece there for Security Control. Getting that magnet in the trash will help with future health sites if they come up. And we see him evolve to the Arrestor for free. It will have Rush. He's going to swing in, hit a Mimi, and then the Kari is going to pass turn at 1. We're going to see that Salmon swing, draw a card, and recover. We're going to see that calling, grabbing back Death X and playing it for free. And then a Digimon Emperor to pass turn, which will put George at 0 if he raises this rookie, putting him in a rough spot for sure. Decisions will be made. He does end up raising, putting the card under with trash, putting a card under for plus 2,000, giving it security plus 2, and evolving from underneath one of his tamers with overflowing power. The overflowing power, after he plays it, Megan does tap 2 Mimis, which will pass the turn. So just don't forget, guys, Mimi is still a card. Even if you have a free option, you could get taxed pretty hard on that. So that did just completely shut down George's play, unfortunately, and the Death X at the end of the turn does take out the stack he just put all those resources into, which is unfortunate. The Death X will then swing. Passing back to George, he'll start doing more tamer shenanigans. He is getting dangerously low on deck size now. And we do see a mat come down, grabbing nothing, just to get a memory tamer on board, so that this little resource game at the end of the end of this first game here in this match can be skewed a little bit more in Security Control's favor. Security Control now looking to just out resource for the last few turns of the game. Try and make them spend more cards and draw more cards while they have to answer the big bombs and threats Security Control makes. So we're making this huge stack of like Cho whatevermon, Cho Mecha, Cho Piggy Hammermon. Swinging for several checks. I think 3 checks total. It does kill the Death X on swing with all the DP reduction. Hits a Harrismon to give it sec minus. Tapping those Karis. And then George's going to draw the last card in his deck. He has a turn. He's going to go into Quartzmon, which will gain him a whole bunch of memory from all these suspended boys. And then Megan will simply pass turn to win by deck out. So now they're going to shuffle up and go into game 2. I didn't get a chance to say this at the beginning of the match because we jumped right in, but this is the finals of a local event. This was the store championship. So this was the finals of Swiss before we cut to top 4. 4th round. So this was the undefeated table. Here they both do decide to mulligan going into game 2. I believe George will probably make Megan go first. Yep, there she goes. And just Holy Wave to recover. I see that Tamer come down, followed by a Dracmon with no effect, just to put up 1. Followed up by the Magna Angemon, just to recover. Swings into that Salmon. Not what you want to see in security, but at least it is a Digimon in trash, which will help if Hellscythe gets hit a little early. Does hit that Harrismon, so now we have a rookie to evolve into. You see that swing with Magna, hitting Clockshot Man. George did just hard play the Superior mode, which is kind of wild, but again, in his deck, he only has, I think, 1 target to evolve it over, and that's the Arrestodramon itself. And then the Longi comes down to answer that. We're going to see that level 4 play. It's just Damemon, but for the other colors. Or I mean King Shoutmon, but for the other colors. Promote up. Of course, we're going to Tactical Retreat that Harrismon, and then Holy Wave to recover 1. Megan just really putting as many resources as she can into that security. Staving off that early game aggression to try and get to the point where you out-resource your opponent in late game. Well, mid to late game. Does hit the Hellscythe, which is pretty good. Gonna kill the Pencil Boy and recover 1. Then another Salmon in security, unfortunately. Does get to play that free Tamer off this one. That's the one. That's the Damemon, but for green, yellow, purple Tamer boys. Do evolve into a Fawny to recover 1. George here resolving a lot of his Tamer effects at the beginning of the turn. We are going to see that Psychmon come down with Digicross, evolving to the Arrestramon for free. I imagine... Oh, even if he has a superior mode, Megan doesn't have anything for him to tuck under. Given the big stack security +1. Getting the Kari and just answering the big stack with the Harrismon. Here, Megan does answer some of the board. Using a Hell Scythe as well to kill that Arrest Digimon. Or, no, she decides against it. And, not sure what happened. It is going pretty fast here. Yeah, it looks like she just decided not to Hell Scythe. George's going to give it +1 security and swing. Pretty big boy there. Swing another swing, hitting that reinforced memory boost. So now we have the Mimi. We got the full house down there of all the stuff you want to see. Digimon going to swing, draw some cards, hit a Chaos Degrade, put in the yellow girl in security. He's going to evolve in the back to avoid the attacks from the Digimon Emperor. Here Megan is going to swing with the Salmon to recover. And swing over with the Ophani. Popping the Reinforce. And then playing the Hell Scythe to put him to 1. And bring back the Salmon. Really good spot for Megan. It is unfortunate there wasn't a Magna in trash, but you know, you're still going to be swinging and eventually recovering. Oh, never mind. She's just going to Calling right away to get that recovery with Salmon to end the turn and put a Death X back in her hand. Back over to her. She's going to play that Death X for free. Swing. This Ophanimon is getting so much mileage. Playing the Kari and the Mimi. George is going to Digicross and just go a little wide, but one of them will die to the Death X. Does have to try and set up a play for next turn to swing a bunch. We are going to see the Salmon swing. Crashing the security and recovering. See that Ophanimon swing in and Death X swing in. And then just a Holy Wave. Leaving George at 2 and recovering back to 5 security. George's going to resolve his Tamer effects and then Blinding Ray twice to gain a bunch of memory. But he does put himself at 0 security, so he does have to answer the board now. Resolving his Tamer effects. He does have the Gumdramon out. He's going to go to the Overflowing Power. Now the Mimis are tapped, which is good for George. Evolve to that Arrestramon, give it Rush. Overflowing Power again to go into Superior Mode. I imagine he's going to tuck the Death X underneath a Tamer. Ooh, tucking Ophani. Alright. Interesting choice, because now that puts the one Magna in trash, so if he does hit a Hell Scythe, that will be live. If you're going for game this turn, or if he might have to, because he might deck himself out here. It does go right into Quartz. Gaining a bunch of memory. So he will swing, trashing 2 security. And then hitting the mat. Which will get back Chaos Degrade from trash. Then unfortunately he is decked out, so He just has to pass turn and lose to the deck out. So that's a pretty good game. Security Control does still have legs. I still think it's a very strong deck, and it only gets stronger moving forward. The Abandon Limited list slows down a lot of things that it would naturally struggle with. But anyway, we can talk all that stuff in other videos. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.